In part 10 of CSS Noob to Ninja, I'm going to show you how to use custom fonts by taking advantage of @FontFace. So there's a website called fontsquirrel.com that makes this process as easy as it possibly can. So what they do is they offer kits that unfortunately from browser to browser you need to use a different kind of font in order to make it work. So what they do is they group all of these versions of the fonts together, and they also take care of ensuring that these are commercial use free fonts and you don't have to worry about coming into play with licensing issues and things of that nature. So if we click on Font Face Kits, by the way, they also have a generator if you need to use one of your own fonts. And we can simply come down here and just take a look at all the various ones available. So we can click on any one that we want to use. Let's just take a moment. You know, they have a lot of fun ones. Why don't we just choose one that's really noticeable for being not a system font? This will be fine. Okay, so Vitamin, we're going to click Get Kit, and that's going to save that. And here are the fonts that are provided. So you can see it has all the different fonts. It also has a demo, and this is the great thing, is they kind of write the code for you. So if I were to bring this into TextMate, you can see what they have here. So let's go ahead and open with Firefox. And this is a font face running in the browser right now. So let's go ahead and come back and take a look at what this has. So if we also open our style sheet, you can see a couple things right here that they've set. So you designate a specific font by doing @FontFace. First, it wants to know what is the name of the font. You can name this however you want. Here they've called it Vitamin Regular. And first you see all these different sources. So this seems a little confusing, but don't worry, it's actually not. The first font is, the way it works is Internet Explorer wants to see an EOT format for their fonts. So this is what we do first, and we try to set the source equal to URL and then a source to this font optimized for Internet Explorer. But if you're in Firefox, for instance, it's next going to go to the next one that it understands. So source to local, I'm not going to go over this too much. It's kind of been determined that it may not be the best idea to load the fonts locally, so that's why they use this symbol here, just to let you know. Next, we're going to try to refer right here, and we're going to load the WAF. Now this is actually a new format that they're trying to get to pick up steam, so we're going to try to load that format. That'll work in some browsers, but then it's going to fall back to TrueType, TTF. So it's going to try to load that. That'll work in Firefox, Safari, things like that. And then we're going to continue, and then you see this one right here, SVG. Why are we loading an SVG format? And this is to make the iPhone and the iPad and things like that happy. So we're going to set that up. Then they have just another one, and this one is for outline. So this is just a different font. So I'm going to steal this, and this is what they want you to do. Just grab the code and save yourself some time. I'm going to steal that, remove it. And let's come back, and you can see the way they reference it, once they've declared that, which they did right in here, is you just set it like a font within quotes like you normally would. So I can save that and come back to our normal TextMate file. I click Show Project Drawer, and let's go ahead and bring in these fonts. So EVG, SVG, TTF, and WAF. Do it this way. Okay, now those fonts are available to me. I'm going to go ahead and within my style sheet declare font face. It's going to be called Vitamin Regular. It's referencing, these are local paths. So if you want to move these to maybe a fonts directory, we can do new folder, fonts, something like that. And let's go ahead and bring that in. There we go. But now you want to make sure that you go ahead and update the URLs for all of these. Otherwise, it's not going to be correct. Okay, and that should take care of all of the formats. Okay, so now we want to use our Vitamin Regular font, and we're going to add it to, in this simple example, all heading 1s. Okay, let's save that. And now we go heading 1, font family. And this is that one. So we want to fall back just in case. Actually, a wide variety of browsers can implement font face. You'd be surprised, but we should have a fallback of maybe Arial, something like that. That would be fine. So come back, refresh the page, and of course, let's add a dash. And now we get our fun font. Isn't that amazing? You can do that so quickly. And actually, Google has its own version that you can do even quicker, but we're not going to get into that right now. This allows for the most flexibility. And then, of course, you can do as much styling. It's all selectable, so you can set color equals that gray color. We can do font size of 60 pixels, letter spacing, 2 pixels. This probably isn't going to look that great, but you get the idea. And you can even apply the CSS3 that we learned. So we can do text shadow, 0, 1 pixel, 0 black. That'll push it down, the shadow 1 pixel, but no blur, and make it black. So that'll pop just a little bit more. You can do some really neat stuff with font face, and really it's as simple as that. So just remember, you declare the name of your font, and then you provide paths to where the font is stored. So in this case, you want to make sure it's done locally, because if you are referencing maybe a font stored on a different server, there are security measures that, for instance, Firefox implements to make sure that you can't do this. So what you would then need to do is update your htaccess file in order to allow for that. So it makes it complicated. So when possible, make sure that these fonts are stored on your local server, as we've done here. We first try to make IE happy, then we use the new format WOF, and then we fall back to a true type format, and then we also take care of SVG for the iPad and the iPhone, and you immediately have custom fonts. This was something that was kind of a nightmare to implement not that long ago. We had to use Flash and Cipher. There was one called Fleer, and this wasn't that long ago that we were teaching people how to use it, and we were grateful for it because that was really the only option besides doing image replacement where your fonts were just your text was just images, and a lot of people did that, but it wasn't great for Google and search ranking and all that, so this makes it a lot better. So now you know how to use font face.